constructive feedback forms ahead of you. So after her speech, please give Sandy some notes on what she did good or what she can improve on. Our first speaker is Sandy Shaff, and the speech title is A Trip to Remember. Please help me welcome Sandy Shaff.
The territory was unknown. The landscape was changing from tree-lined sidewalks and skyscrapers to barrenness, streets empty of cars, people. Playgrounds devoid of children. Vehicles abandoned or in disrepair, tires missing. Brownstone houses with police caution tapes stretched out across the entrance. We were in the south side of Chicago. Should I be worried? As I looked at my friend, Mike, a native of Chicago, his eyes were as big as saucers. My husband, who was with us, Rick, said, maybe we should get off this bus stop and go across the park. No, Mike said, we are not going across that park. Well, maybe we should stay on the bus and see where we end up at the last stop. Oh no, we're getting off at the next stop, and there will be no staying and waiting for the next bus, Mike said. Walking very quickly, eyes down. Every once in a while, we'd look up just to see what lay ahead. The map said 25 blocks. Oh Lord, please let us get out of here alive, I prayed silently. After all, we were just going to the Science and Technology Museum. You would think that a native of Chicago would know his city, right? Which bus to take? As we hopped on that bus at Lake Michigan in the heart of downtown Chicago, we had the best expectations of having a nice scenic ride through downtown. The 5.5 miles would save us the footwork. Very interesting when you recall lyrics to a song that you really don't make that connection until you have the experience. Does anybody recall that song, Bad, Bad Leroy Brown? Well, the song starts out, well, on the south side of Chicago is the baddest part of town, and if you go down there, just better beware of a man named Leroy Brown. Well, he was not kidding about the south side of Chicago being the baddest part of town. 15 more blocks to go. Just that morning, we had heard on the news, it was the bloodiest weekend in Chicago. 2 people had been gunned down waiting at the bus stop. It was only May. The words of the Uber driver rang in my head. He was our ride from the airport yesterday to our hotel. And I just casually asked him, so what do you think about the new law that they just passed to allow citizens to carry concealed weapons here in Chicago? He was elated. In fact, he carried a weapon himself. He went on to say that he grew up in the South Side. His dad actually was a former gang member. And his attitude was, I know those people. I killed them before they killed me. 10 blocks to go. This is not what we had imagined. We were there for the National Restaurant Show. I was supposed to meet my cousins that evening. We were gonna have Chicago pizza, maybe tomahawk steak. We were gonna have a food fest for the next 3 days. And here we are, trying to stay alive. 5 more blocks to go. Suddenly, Mike said, Sandy, I think you can start breathing a sigh of relief. I had been, at that point, never so glad I was of short stature. I was with these 2 guys that was providing me plenty of covering. And not to say that it is pretty selfish of me, but really, I tell you what, when you get into survival mode, anything goes. So Mike says, Sandy, I think we can sigh of relief now. As we pass the shop, and there's some customers in them. Another block later, there's people finally on the streets. And did I hear birds chirping? Birds chirping! And finally, standing like a beacon of light was the Chicago Science and Technology Museum, which I might add is a very worthwhile museum to go to. If you are ever visiting in Chicago, just don't take the bus.